Coming up, Bray Wyatt to AEW next week, huge updates on the potential future of Dynamite and Rampage, and has WWE cancelled an NXT 2.0 gimmick following Backlash? And loads more. So subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of wrestling news and join in the celebration of our 10th anniversary. That's right, WrestleTalk has been talking wrestling for 10 years now. So if you didn't send us an anniversary gift, we'll take a little click of the subscribe button in lieu of a card. Okay? Happy anniversary.
Support WrestleTalk!
Onwards and upwards though, and on to the Wrestle Chat. And with AEW's roster currently packed to the rafters with great talent, squeezing in even more signees might not necessarily have crossed your mind. But the rumour mill has been churning, and after Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole arrived in the company, talk turned to the recently released Bray Wyatt, aka Wyndham Rotunda. A new update from WrestlingNews.co suggests that he could be debuting for AEW as early as next week. Now, the quick maths kids amongst you might have already worked out that Bray was only released on July 31st, and it's currently only late September, so his 90-day non-compete clause is still in effect. Well, Wrestling News Co. is reporting that Bray has the option to waive that clause, which would mean if he chose to do it, he wouldn't be paid for any of the 90 days, but he would be free to sign wherever he wants. Dave Meltzer reported last week that there is interest in Wyatt from both AEW and Impact, but the reason people are leaning towards AEW for next week is because that show emanates from Rochester, New York, the home of Wyatt's close friend, the late great Brody Lee. This all needs to be taken with the heaviest pinch of salt for now, but Wyatt debuting in Lee's hometown does kind of feel like a touching tribute. And that's not the only interesting AEW news to come out, as a report from Variety has changed what we thought was going on with Dynamite and Rampage in 2022. Previous reports have said that both shows will be moving to TBS during 2022, and the Variety report says that Dynamite will be officially switching channel on January the 5th, which was kind of what we assumed was going to happen. But according to the report, Rampage isn't moving anymore. That show instead is going to stay on TNT. So whether that puts a dent in AEW's momentum or just gives them greater exposure remains to be seen. Because at the minute, things are really on the up and up for old AEW. Wednesday's Grand Slam show not only had a bona fide match of the year contender to open up, as Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson battled to a time limit draw, but the show also drew good numbers for the company. According to WrestleNomics' Brandon Thurston, Grand Slam brought in 1.273 million viewers and a 0.48 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. For comparison's sake, Raw drew 1.973 million viewers and also got a 0.49. The figures for AEW Grand Slam make it the third highest rated show in terms of viewers and demo for the company, and helped it rank #1 in cable originals for the day. Now, over the fence and down the rainbow bridge at NXT 2.0, something kind of weird is going on. Tuesday's show saw former Evolve star Joe Gacy debut a new gimmick which was supposed to pin the woke left. That is according to Bastion of Common Sense Reporting and professional stirrers, if that was being stirred by a bigger, smellier Fox News. Gacy's gimmick followed in the footsteps of fake Antifa, Retribution, and eco-warrior Daniel Bryan, in that they made quite good points but were supposed to be heels. And he cut a promo about microaggressions, the ring being a safe space, and male privilege before being beaten handily by Cameron Grimes, who is kayfabe a millionaire. I wonder what that story is supposed to mean. That segment caught some mainstream attention with the aforementioned Fox News, Murdoch Corp's sibling, the New York Post, and the ugly cousin from across the pond, the Daily Mail, all running headlines about the promo. The Fox headline even described Gacy as a controversial new wrestler. And seemingly WWE didn't like this sort of attention, as all traces of the segment have now been removed from social media, the WWE website, and even YouTube. So I guess, does this spell the end for NXT's new PC principle? What I want to know though is, did Vince secretly love the section though? Because I bet he did. NXT was also gutted quite recently with a glut of talent being released from the brand, and tangentially 205 Live. Now, with non-compete clauses coming up, a bunch of former WWE talent have just announced that they are now free agents. Like Tony Nese, who said free agency begins now. Aria Daivari, who was looking forward to new promotions, new opportunities, new fans, and new goals. And the former Killian Dane and best wavelength player that I have ever met, Big D himself. Damo said, As of tomorrow, I am a free agent. Thanks to everyone for all the support. I cannot wait to get back in the ring and prove myself night after night. I have a few final legal hurdles before I can compete, but it will not be long now. I hope all of them enjoy their new free agent status and get lots and lots of lovely bookings. Someone getting plenty of offers, according to this bit of gossip, is Britt Baker. The DMD's boyfriend Adam Cole may have recently joined AEW, but before that was obviously one of the kingpins over on NXT. Speaking with Renee Paquette on her Oral Sessions podcast, he said that NXT officials had made it clear to him that they were interested in bringing Britt Baker in, but that never obviously came to fruition. Fightful Select have more on this, saying that WWE NXT would have made a play for Baker when her AEW contract came up this year, but instead she signed a new deal to stay with AEW long term. It's said that no formal conversations happened between Baker and the E to avoid contract tampering. Speaking of tampering, Chris Jericho was thinking about meddling with the winning formula of his AEW faction. Speaking with Stephanie Chase, Jess said that after his program with MJF, his original plan was to break up the Inner Circle. He said, "My idea was for us to respectfully disband and go our own ways. Tony Khan didn't want to do that. He said, why would you want to disband? You don't have to be together all the time, but you're still the Inner Circle." He said, "It's good for us to go our own ways and not be in each other's business every week. It's good that we're still aligned. For me, I thought it was a good time for us to go our own way, but we can still do that without officially disbanding the band or breaking up the band." It makes sense and has worked recently on AEW's programs. As Jericho and Hager are confronting the Men of the Year, Santana and Ortiz have been helping out the Lucha Bros, and Sammy Guevara has been hanging out with Fuego del Sol. To be fair, a kind of similar thing is going on with the New Day as Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods continue to team up in the tag division, and Big E has now ascended the roster to become the WWE champion. But with E, a SmackDown signee holding Raw's top title, people keep asking, what does this mean for your brand loyalty, Mr. Langston? Speaking to Tony Pike and Riccacino on Cincy 360, he said, "In my mind though, Raw is my show. The WWE Championship means Raw is my show. I'm the king of the hill there. Right now, I've been going back and forth a little bit, but I do think that will soon be over. I want to focus on making Raw the best show it can be. I take pride in that." A lot of times the viewership and the quality of the show, the onus is on the WWE champion. So it sounds like once the draft hits, then Big E's Raw status is going to be set in stone, and we may potentially see less crossover with the old Smacky D. One last fun bit of news, because Bryan Danielson has been doing the rounds since joining AEW, and some fun WWE tidbits have come out. Speaking to Sports Illustrated, Bryan said that his Elimination Chamber match with Drew Gulak made Vince so mad, and not for the reasons that you think. He said, "Vince is very protective of me in almost like a fatherly type way. I was wrestling Drew Gulak at Elimination Chamber right before the pandemic. I took a German suplex that went a little bit wrong, and I landed on my head. When I got to the back, Vince was so mad at me, and he was like, it wasn't anything about the performance. After he got mad at me, I said, was the match okay? He said, yeah, the match was great, but you can't do that." I think it's kind of nice to know that Vince has the same reaction to Bryan's head bumps that we all do, which is, please don't do that, Bryan. And I really hope in this case that Vince didn't watch Bryan versus Kenny Omega.
It's Batman related, but it's not the Batman solo movie. It's about the Flash, but it's got Batman in, two Batmen who aren't in the solo Batman movie. I'm gonna flash an image up for you. Literally, here's the Flash. That was a flash of the image. This is
flashing me, Ollie.
There it is. It's a flash image.